Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk to you about dairy. I've just launched cashew milk in the cafe and I'm so pleased to see it's going down a treat. It's naturally creamy, it's got the sweetness to it, and so those that have been a bit weary coming off dairy products have taken really well to it. So I thought no better time to talk to you about dairy. So, why is dairy an issue? There are so many things out there that we are intolerant to, and dairy is another one that I have to consider. I hate to say it, but it is. As much as 70% of the population are lactose intolerant, and human beings are the only mammal that still drink milk after infancy, and actually the only species that drinks other mammals' milk. And the challenge about us as human beings is we still somehow think that we're different to other species on the earth. We feel that we're unique, we're not part of the earth, we don't have the same issues or same features as what other mammals will do. So we don't really consider that when consuming dairy. But the body is very sophisticated and the body only keeps what it needs to. And so because when we're infants, it's important for us to be able to consume food. And obviously we can't take whole foods. It's very important for our body to be able to take milk. But then our body no longer needs the enzymes as an adult to break down the proteins in milk. And that protein is lactase. And so we become intolerant. And that is why so many of us are lactose intolerant. And they actually say as much as 90% are intolerant to lactose. If you look in other regions where their ancestors weren't dairy farmers, so for example, Asians. So, if that doesn't encourage you to consider whether dairy is still an option for you, then there are other things to think about, which is when you consume foods that your body is intolerant to, your body cannot operate in its optimal way. So with dairy, of course, there are common symptoms that we see for those that are intolerant, like bloating, gas, brain fog, diarrhea, or even constipation, bloating after consuming dairy. But it's actually not until we really remove dairy from our diets that we really see what the symptoms dairy could be having on our bodies and being able to perform in the optimal way. And then lastly, unfortunately, the way that commercial cows are kept for dairy is not the best. So when we look at how the cows are reared, cows are also mammals. And therefore, they only produce milk when they're pregnant. And so for a cow to continue producing as much milk as is needed for the demand of humans, then the cows are given hormones to trick the body into feeling that it's pregnant, to continuously keep producing milk. When this happens, the cows unfortunately do get very sick. And that constant feeding of the cow, that constant drinking of the milk means that the cow does get sick. And we end up having a lot of pus and other actual hormones that are flowed into the milk, which as much as 10% of that could go into commercial milk. So to me, that's a pretty good reason for me not to be drinking commercial milk. And all butters and cheese, although amazing in taste, all getting produced from the same commercial milk. So, as well as the health reasons, there is the impact on the animals, the cruelty to the animals, and there is also the feeling of your body in order to get to its optimal state, not to be consuming cow's milk. So, what are the alternatives? And there are plenty of alternatives, that's the great thing. My favourite are nut milks because they are so easy to make. Something like almond milk, you soak the almonds for 8 hours or overnight in just plain filtered water. You drain that in the morning or after 8 hours. You put 1 cup of the soaked almonds to 3 cups of water. You blend and you have almond milk. This is so easy. Cashews need even less time to soak. So after 3 hours of soaking your cashews, you can do the same process and have cashew milk, which is more creamy and sweet, as I mentioned. So I love nut melts, but there is also soy milk, which I always recommend that you go organic with soy milk, because soybean is one of the most highly genetically modified crops. Coconut milk, which I think is beautiful and great for people that have ancestry from the tropics. It works very well, I've noticed, for me. So that might suit me better, I would say, than soybean or soy milk, because none of my ancestry came from Asia, where you typically would find soybean. So nut melts, soy melts, coconut melts are great options to start with. And of course there are various other options out there like rice and oat milk. And if you do consume a mammal's milk, then goat's milk is one of those that has slightly less protein. But I think there's so many plant-based choices that there's no need. So I hope that's made you consider whether you really have a need to have dairy, and especially milk, in your diet right now. Okay guys, okay. I share more of these information on my newsletter. So hop on over to 𝐓𝐫𝐿𝐼𝐵.com, sign up there, where you can get lots of other tips and recipes to help you incorporate more of a healthy lifestyle. Take care.